Winter Storm Fern Recap. How much snow, ice in South, Midwest, and Northeast? Here's a quick recap of the notable snowfall and ice reports we've seen from this expansive winter storm. This is by the Weather Channel. The expansive major winter storm left its mark on a large swath of the South, Midwest, and East as one of the most significant snow and ice storms in years. Below is a recap of some of the notable snow and ice reports we've seen from Winter Storm Fern, according to reports from the National Weather Service. Ice. Over 700 reports of freezing rain accumulation or ice storm damage were received by the National Weather Service during Fern during January 23rd to January 25th. Those are plotted on the map below. Ice accumulations were reported as far south as Corpus Christi, Texas, and as close to the southeast coast as Goose Creek, South Carolina, just northwest of Charleston, as well as Myrtle Beach and Wilmington, North Carolina. At its peak, over 1 million customers were without power on the afternoon of January 25th, according to poweroutage.us. And as you can see, we have a lot of freezing rain and ice damage reports from Texas through Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Alabama, through the Carolinas, Georgia, all the way up into the mid-Atlantic. Several locations reported 1 inch of ice accumulation, including northwestern Alabama in Cherokee, Underwood, Pierceville, and Waterloo, northern Louisiana in Rayville, Richland Parish, northern Mississippi in Belzoni, Glen, Lexington, Oxford, and Rolling Fork, Oklahoma near Idabel, and then from Tyler Ellison, here are some images of the ice in Oxford, Mississippi. Absolutely crippling looking ice here on the power lines. Looks like about 3/4 of an inch of ice, maybe as much as an inch of ice on these power lines in these photos. A tree is knocked over due to the weight of the ice in this photo. Same with these 2 photos down here. Crippling ice, 1/2 an inch up to an inch, absolutely destroy these trees in and around the Oxford, Mississippi area. Almost 80 other locations measured ice accumulations of at least 1/2 an inch, including Bullsby, Virginia at 0.8 of an inch, Clayton, Georgia at 3/4 of an inch, Hall Summit, Louisiana at 3/4 of an inch, Nashville, Tennessee up to 3/4 of an inch of ice in the metro area, Seneca, South Carolina, 3/4 of an inch of ice, and Cedar Park, Texas, near Austin, saw 1/2 an inch of ice accretion. And stunning damage from Williamson and Davidson County, from Dan Thomas. All these trees got destroyed by the ice storm. Reading further, snow. Winter Storm Fern dumped up to 6 inches of snow over 26 states from New Mexico to New England to southeastern Canada. Over 6 inches, excuse me. Especially in these yellow-orange areas, saw about 6 to 12 inches. Dark orange areas saw 12 to 18 inches. And these red dot areas saw 18 to 24 inches, including areas of Massachusetts into Connecticut into Pennsylvania got hit the hardest from Winter Storm Fern. Reading on, Fern was the heaviest snowstorm in 10 years in both Baltimore, 11.3 inches at Baltimore Airport, and Philadelphia, 9.3 inches at Philly International Airport, since Winter Storm Jonas in late 2016. It was also the heaviest snowstorm in Pittsburgh, 11.2 inches since early February 2010, the Snowmageddon storm, and the second heaviest calendar day snow there this century so far. Some pictures from Dave DeCello in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. On January 25th, Fern dropped 56 centimeters or 22 inches of snow in Toronto, Canada, topping an all-time record in the city's downtown area that has stood since 1944. Fern was also the heaviest snowstorm in 12 years in Indianapolis, where 11.1 inches of snowfall was measured at the city's airport. Some other notable reports of the Northeast include Boston Logan Airport, 16.7 inches of snow. Sunday was also Boston's 9th snowiest day on record. New York City Central Park got 11.4 inches of snow. Washington, D.C. got 7.8 inches at Dulles Airport and 6.9 inches at the National Airport. And then New Bethlehem, Pennsylvania topped almost 2 feet of snow, 23 inches, peak total east of the Rockies. So really good snowfall accumulations in the mid-Atlantic area and the Northeast from Winter Storm Fern. Here's a picture of some people in Times Square waiting in the snow. Moving on, and here are some notable totals out of the Midwest and South at the primary reporting stations, usually airports. Cincinnati, 10.2 inches, Cleveland, 7.6 inches, Louisville, 5.9 inches, Chicago, 4.4 inches at O'Hare, but up to 10 inches at the downtown loop. St. Louis, 8.2 inches, Kansas City, 5.2 inches, Memphis, 3.6 inches of snow and sleet, Little Rock, 6.7 inches, Tulsa, 8.7 inches, Oklahoma City, 8.5 inches, Dallas, Fort Worth, 2.4 inches of snow and sleet, Lubbock, 6.8 inches, and the grand winner, the big winner, was near Bonito Lake in New Mexico, 31 inches of snow, which was absolutely crazy to see. To look at this recap, Winter Storm Fern was the most impactful storm over the last 10 years across, especially the Northeast. Also, the Mid-Atlantic saw some pretty significant impacts in terms of snow. And across the South, Crippling ice storm still have about 800,000 people without power, unfortunately, across areas of Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and especially Tennessee in the Nashville area. So overall, one of the most impactful storms, winter storms across the United States over the last 10 years.